Hello everyone, we are Robin and Graham, and today's video is gonna look a little bit different. Last week, I challenged Robin to plan her dream $5,000 trip. This means wherever she wants to go, whatever she wants to do, however she wants to spend that money, she gets to do it. And of course, she challenged me right back. So here is my $5,000 dream trip. Okay, so like I just said, we have $5,000 to plan our dream vacation. So the first step to planning any good vacation, where are you gonna go? Obviously, you gotta book your flights and you gotta choose your place to go. So I'm currently scrolling on Daily Drop Pro. I've got my notebook so I can write down all of the best deals because I'm a visual person, so here we go. So we're gonna scroll through and see what we can find and see if there's any amazing deals that we can take advantage of. Okay, so right off the bat, I see Thailand, going back to Bangkok from Saskatoon. Keep in mind all these flights are from Saskatoon. It'd be $1,000 round trip to get me to Bangkok and back. Not a bad choice, but it does eat into my budget quite a bit. Okay, one option that is definitely piquing my interest is Willemstad, Curacao. Curacao is a small island like just off the coast of Venezuela. Even better, it's only $5.85 round trip from Calgary. Again, I'm happy spending that gas money to get to Calgary to get myself an even better deal. Okay, so the other thing I could do, which might sound a little bit crazy, is that I could splurge and use a little bit more of my $5,000. So for reference, the flight to Curacao was $585, but I could upgrade that a little bit and fly somewhere different on a business class flight and get a little bit more enjoyable flying experience, lose a little bit of my budget, actually quite a bit of my budget, and just get a different experience that I've never had before. So I'm gonna scroll through those deals quick and just see if there's anything that catches my eye. Right now, Cancun, Mexico looks like the best option, but I've also been to Mexico before. And then there's a whole bunch of options in the US, like Atlanta, Nashville, Boston. But like, it doesn't really take me anywhere that's like really gets me excited to go to and somewhere new. So I might pass on the business class flights, but let's keep going just to see. Okay, so I found one. It's another tropical destination kind of down in the Caribbean area, Caribbean islands. It is Montego Bay, Jamaica, also from Calgary, so gotta keep that in mind. This one is $1,125 round trip from Calgary. I'm just gonna do a quick Google to see what there is to do in Montego Bay, and then I think we'll be good to make a decision. I also wanna make a note, just because I'm flying into Willemstad or Montego Bay does not mean I'm stuck there for the remainder of my $5,000. I'm more than welcome in this challenge to explore as much of the country that I want to explore. So I also need to keep that in mind of how much there actually is to do in the whole country rather than just like this one city that I fly into. Why didn't I have these flights earlier?
Did you check your settings? You should have just opened all the settings.
Where? Okay, I think we need to pump the brakes on Jamaica. Robin, come on in.
Oh my gosh. Destination preferences, the world, deals, we have all of them, travel availability,
All of them.
and now go back to your deals. There you go.
Okay, Robin has opened up a whole new world, literally, to me on this. She's changed a few settings, and I'm seeing way more options. So we're definitely pumping the brakes on Jamaica for now. Doesn't mean we're not going to pick it. But I'm seeing flights to Osaka, Tokyo, Ho Chi Minh. Could go back to Vietnam. Wouldn't be opposed to that. Amsterdam, London, Malaysia, Australia. Oh my goodness. It's time to do a little bit more digging. On Daily Drop Pro, you can see past deals that we missed out on. And I see one that's Reykjavik, Iceland. I have always wanted to explore Iceland. I've seen videos and photos from there that are absolutely spectacular, and it's on for like literally half price. So if that was still an option, I think I would definitely be picking Iceland. Unfortunately, it's not, so we're gonna have to keep scrolling. Back to the economy international flight deals piece that I'm on Daily Drop Pro. The ones that are immediately jumping out to me, Osaka, Japan. Rob and I have always talked about going to Osaka, so I think that one would be very high on my list. Tokyo, again, Japan, very high on my list. and the Netherlands. I think that going to Europe is very accessible. Yes, it is going to be a little bit probably more expensive. I think Japan is pretty expensive as well. Osaka and Tokyo, obviously both in Japan. So I think I'm going to cross Osaka out because it's $911 to fly there and only $866 to fly to Tokyo. Then I'm going to go back to my strategy of seeing what the daily budgets are for both Tokyo and the Netherlands. And I think we'll make a choice from there. Okay, we have chosen a destination. It looks like from my quick Google, Tokyo is actually going to be a little bit more expensive on a daily budget, but I think where it is in the world is going to play a big piece of this. And the fact that I can fly from Japan to China or to some of the other countries in Southeast Asia where Robin and I have been. Not that I want to go back to those countries, but I do think we're going to be able to save some money in those countries and eat some cheaper meals and book some cheaper accommodations and just help extend our $5,000 a little bit more. So with that said, we are going to go to Tokyo for $866 round trip from Saskatoon. I think this is going to be a great choice and we're going to have a lot of fun. So after the flights, we have $4,134 remaining. Now, one thing I want to note, we didn't set a timeline on our Daily Drop Pro, so it's just showing me deals to Tokyo at the best price at any time of year. Currently, it is set for February 10th, 2026. One time that I have always wanted to visit Japan is during the cherry blossom season. Now, it looks like that runs from late March to early May. So I'm going to try and span this trip out to make sure I catch a piece of that cherry blossom season because that is always something I have wanted to see. New day, new location. Let's continue to plan our dream $5,000 trip. So after doing a little bit more research, Tokyo is definitely an expensive place to travel. So I think we're only going to spend a few days there just to get our bearings, get comfortable, and then move on to somewhere that's a little bit cheaper just so we can make that money go a little bit further. There's a lot of amazing things to see in this part of the world, so I'm actually going to leave Japan, get back on a flight, and get out of there right away. But first, I'll do a quick update on my budget. When I landed in Tokyo, I had $4,134 remaining in my budget. I plan to spend about 3 days or so in Tokyo, and after my quick search of what a daily budget in Tokyo kind of is, it's roughly $70 to $250 a day. I'm definitely on the lower end of that. So I'm going to give myself $210 to spend in the first 3 days I have in Tokyo, which brings my total to $3,924. From Tokyo, we're actually going to jump a little bit across the water and we're going to find ourselves in Beijing, China. One thing that is very popular and is actually a wonder of the world that I have always wanted to experience is the Great Wall of China, and finding that going from Beijing is typically the easiest way to access the Great Wall of China. So we're going to spend time there. It's going to cost us about $244 to actually fly from Tokyo to Beijing. So we'll take another $244 off, which brings us to $3,680. So we're going to spend a week in Beijing. We're definitely going to do the Great Wall of China, eat some amazing food, and see some amazing sights. So that is going to be roughly $50 to $100 a day. Again, I'm going to be on the lower end of that, so I budgeted for $50 a day. So I'll take that off my budget, which brings me down all the way to $3,330. I think I'm doing okay. I'm already getting close to March, which is really good, and getting me closer to that cherry blossom season that is very important to myself. From Beijing, we're going to get back on a plane. I know flying around is definitely not the best way to save my money, but it's really the only way to be able to check a lot of these things off that I want to do. So from there, we're going to spend $291 and make our way down to Hong Kong. I'm planning to spend about 4 days there. I think that's going to be a great time to just explore Hong Kong and just check off another major part of the world and Southeast Asia. I'm very excited for that, and it's significantly cheaper than what I've experienced, especially back in Tokyo. I budgeted for about $40 a day while I'm in Hong Kong for only 4 days. Again, very quick stopover, but that brings my budget down to $2,879. From Hong Kong, we're getting back on another flight. we're gonna spend $235 and make our way a little bit further south. And this time we are gonna fly into Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. While in Malaysia, my search turned out that it is significantly cheaper to be there. So I'm gonna spend a very large amount of time in Malaysia. I'm gonna actually spend 3 weeks there, which is 21 days, at about $30 to $50 of budget, which is $840. This is definitely gonna hurt the budget quite a bit, but I think it's gonna be a great way to also save some money, not spending a bulk of time in Tokyo or some of those more expensive places. And I know there's gonna be a lot to do in Malaysia, and I'm gonna have a great time doing it. A lot of water activities that I can explore, beaches to see, and even some big cities that I'll be able to check out. So with that said, after the $840 comes off my budget, that brings it all the way down to $1,804. I also am gonna give you guys a quick update on what my timeline is looking like right now. I left Saskatoon February 10th and landed in Japan. I've been able to get to Tokyo, Beijing, Hong Kong, and now do almost all of Malaysia in my 3 weeks, and that has gotten me significantly closer to getting back to Tokyo to explore cherry blossom season. So on my calendar, it's currently March 18th. So we're gonna start making our way back to Tokyo and just see what that budget is looking like. We might explore Japan a little bit more if the budget allows. So to get from Kuala Lumpur to Tokyo, it's $530. Now, I do have quite a bit of time to spend in Tokyo, and one thing that I've always wanted to do, and so I'm gonna add it on because I have quite a bit of budget remaining here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a $74 flight from Tokyo to Sapporo. We are gonna do some spring skiing in Sapporo, Japan. I've always wanted to do some skiing in Japan, so this is definitely another bucket list item to check off. Based on my search, it looks like I should be able to get a spring season ski pass for about $53 Canadian, but then we'll also budget about $100 for rentals, accommodation and things like that while in Sapporo, which then brings our total to $1,047, which then leaves me budget at a comfortable $100 a day in Tokyo to explore and enjoy that area a little bit more for another 10 days. I didn't really explore it at the start of my trip, so I'm going to explore it more significantly at the end, meaning I can do Mount Fuji, which is obviously one of the bigger things to do, explore all the temples, and of course go on as many food tours as I possibly can to eat all of the delicious Japanese food. But I think that's kind of where I'm gonna wrap up my trip. I'm very excited for this, and actually makes me excited to try and maybe implement this at some point and really take in a lot of the key things that Southeast Asia has to offer, like the Great Wall of China, skiing in Sapporo, Mount Fuji, and obviously exploring just about every inch as possible of Malaysia. So that only leaves me one question. What would you guys do if you had $5,000 and you could plan your dream trip? We hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.